to what's happening right now. But it took a long time. It took a long time. Once they really had a lot of evidence gathered against Richard Nixon before they actually could get him impeached. So, you know, even though it might look like, we'll never be able to do this, we will be able to do it. It's going to happen.
Stranger Things. It's really good. Stranger Things.
What's that?
Stranger Things. Have you seen it yet?
Yes, I have. Yeah, it is. My next speaker is a local activist.
Is he from Stranger Things?
And her name is Lisa DeMare.
Was she on Stranger Things?
Short lady, gotta move the mic. Sorry. All right, lots of heavy content out here today, fellow snowflakes, right? Yeah? Yeah? Let me see those signs. Awesome, they're in the air. Now lots of heavy, let's shake it off for a second. It's getting cold, let's shake it off. All right, I know, I'm silly, we'll go. I'm Lisa Demery. I'm no one special other than I am extremely special because I am like every one of you. I'm pissed off. I want better for my children. So let's talk about those kids for a second and the acts that have been flying in executive orders off of our POTUS's desk. You know, we're talking about people. I'm a law student. Well, I was once anyway. I'm a graduate now. But I'm a mother, I'm a sister, I'm a wife. I'm also foster parent to 79 kids over 26 years. An adoptive parent to 8 of those fantastic children. Now, in dealing with those kids, I've come in contact with a lot of these acts that they would like to do away with because they're unnecessary, they're expendable, they're expensive. So, you know, let's take a minute and talk about those for just a second so we know, each and every one of us, what we're looking at, what we're dealing with, and why these things are important. Let's look at IDEA, the Individuals with Disabilities Education Act. Because of this act, and all that it entails, a 3-year-old little girl that came to us that couldn't hear, couldn't speak, wasn't potty trained, that we were told will never be anything because of the things in that act, because of the protections in that act. That little girl grew up and graduated with a 3.8 GPA and a cord around her neck. She graduated because she worked very hard every day, as did her teachers and her parents. We can't forget them. They're important. This affects their lives as well. She was afforded assistive technology, accommodations, a public education with her peers, and the appropriate teaching staff because of the Individuals with Disabilities Education Act. Without it, what are the options for these exceptional children? Do we really want to go back to institutionalizing these kids, to telling them that they're not important? Then let's hear it. This is unacceptable. This is unacceptable. Moving on. Violence Against Women's Act. Also on the block as unnecessary and expensive. Today, 1 in 8 women and domestic partners will experience firsthand or be touched by, in some way, domestic violence. That in and of itself is unacceptable. However, to not protect those women is even more so. More women, men, and children are killed each year due to these incidents of domestic violence than due to any foreign threat or domestic acts of terrorism, and yet these protections, according to our government, are unnecessary and expensive. Many people don't realize how losing the protections affects their community, but if that act is repealed, as has been suggested, we as a nation have told some of our most vulnerable they don't matter, that they are to fend for themselves or stay in unsafe conditions, that they are to put their children in unsafe conditions. Can you imagine our community without the safe havens, without places like Hope House, without places like Mattie Rhodes, without the City Union Mission? Because this is all trickled down, folks. It all matters, and it's all tied in to these acts. They may say violence against women, but what it means is violence against everybody. So can I hear it again? To do away with this act is unacceptable. This is unacceptable. Now we're gonna move on just a little because I only like to talk to the things that I really can speak to intelligently, and I don't know a lot about the repeal of the EPA, but I heard that's bad. Anybody else think that's bad? Yeah? Yeah, well, you know, I'm thinking if we talk to the people in Flint, Michigan, or anybody at the Dakota Access Pipeline site, they probably think that's bad too. To repeal that is unacceptable. Can I hear it? That is unacceptable. Finally, I'm going to talk just really briefly about the Affordable Care Act. I stand here not only as a parent, but also as a patient. I am a stage 4 colorectal cancer patient and survivor. Because of the act, I was able to get affordable health care. Because of the act, I was able to keep affordable health care. Now, to get rid of that, you're telling all of these people, again, you don't matter. It's inexpensive. Yeah, now I've lost my ability to speak to. It's expensive and unnecessary. But the potential of losing these makes me angry. It makes us all angry, and it calls us to action. So what can you do about it? For starters, you're doing it right now. You're here. You're making your voice heard and felt, and that's a great start. So what do you do next? I need you to write your legislators. I need you to send pictures. They need to see you as a human being, not a number, not a postcard on their desk. It's hard to marginalize you when they can see you, which is why it's important to be here today. Make those phone calls, send those faxes. Did you know they have to record every fax? Yeah, that gets annoying really quick, but it also gets their attention. Keep them accountable. And if someone asks you why you rally today, you need to tell them, I rally for the women and children that will be affected by the act. We rally today for our future generations. We rally for our bodies. And we rally for access to quality and continued health care. And you know, I see these kids out here, and maybe my 13-year-old grandson said it best when he said it at the last rally to a reporter. We rally because it matters. Can I hear that from you? It matters. It matters. It matters. Thank you very much.
Okay, we're about to kind of wrap up the speaking situation, and then we're going to march around the park. If you'd like, we'll get on the path, we'll put on some music, and we'll engage in some chants and some community. That sounds good to you? But my last speaker is my daughter, Grace Korchmar, and she was the co-organizer of this march. She's a student who recently went back to school at 27 years old. So please welcome my lovely daughter, Grace Catherine Korchmar.